once a week, every Sunday at 6 ish. 6 ish. If you don't know who I am, I am the pit specialist all the way from the great state of South Carolina by way of the great big city of Orangeburg, coming to you live from Houston, Texas. And what you're looking at right here is a little bit of my work. This is a little bit of my seasoning process that I did for my first ever pit barrel spare ribs. Now, how did they turn out? I will tell you they turned out different, unlike anything I've ever actually done. And I used the grate, I didn't hang them. So it's like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. It really is hard to explain. Because you get in that grill taste along with the smoke. It's like a hybrid of the two. That nice old school pit barrel feel to it. And I think I did a good job, because the family loved it, but it was new to me. But it won't be the last time. And like I said, I didn't hang them in the pit barrel PBX. I laid them on the grate this time. Um, let's show you a couple more pictures of how they kind of progressed a little bit. I don't have a whole lot of them, but uh, this right here is kind of when I first put them on. And I'll go and I get more pictures to show you guys. This is probably like an hour in. It's probably like an hour into the cook. Um, so it progressed fine. It's just that it's very different. I always heard that these pit barrel PBXs are uh, rib machines, and I consider myself a real power tap guru. So I figure you take the pit specialist and the pit barrel PBX, put them together. Uh, you got a rib, that's touched by the gods. And I think we'll get there. I think we'll get there. Like I said, this was my third overall cook on the pit barrel. First time doing ribs, and I didn't hang them. I laid them flat on the grate, like what you're seeing right now. So it's definitely new. Now, I want to show y'all something. Check this out. Now, take a look at that. Hey, how you doing, TM4ZB? How you doing? So, I want y'all to take a look at this. This is my Bishop mop sauce. Now, there's a whole lot of stuff behind this, but this is what I use when I'm mopping pork. Man, hell, when I'm mopping anything, pork or beef, this is what I use. I'll tell you what's in it if you want to know. Just somebody let me know in the chat if they want to know what's in it. I'll tell you how to make it and what's in it. But the reason why I tend to mop is because spritzing is fine, but when I mop, I can get more flavor on the protein, and I can get flavor on there and moisture at the same time. So it's accomplishing two things, all right? So that's my mop sauce, and I'm telling you, it'll take, especially pork. It's gonna take it to the next level. It has no choice. It's a guarantee. But um, yeah. For example, this right here. So you see, this is what's up, Cookie? So if you're looking at this right here, this is a pan of assorted chickens. I have some chicken breasts, excuse me, some chicken thighs in the bottom, some chicken breasts on top. And with that chicken, they were braised in liquid in that pan. And some of that liquid in that pan, you guessed it, ding, 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 is my mop sauce. Hey, thank you, TM4Z, TM4ZB. Appreciate you. And I'm going to start doing these. This is going to become a weekly uh, podcast slash show slash thank you cookie slash sit and learn with me. Um, because there's a lot of people talking barbecue, not a lot of people teaching it. And my vision is to come on here, do a little slideshow, and really get down into the nuts and bolts of what I'm doing. Um, and I'm not just any old regular guy. I've done competitions. I've won grand champions. I know my food is good. I know my technique works. And so don't think that you're going to be on here, getting taught by somebody who's chopped liver, right? But we're going to also grow together, right? Pretty sure there's some things that you guys can teach me and vice versa. But we're going to start doing this once a week. Mark, today is Sunday. So we're going to make this an every Sunday thing. We're going to get together around 6 p.m. CST. And we're just going to do some slideshows of some things I cooked. Now, just to give you an idea of what I got in my arsenal, let me show you some other stuff that I've done. Oh, for you guys who've never seen me before, that's me. That is me. And that's, oh, those ribs look good. Oh my God. That's okay. So those are those pit barrel ribs I did the other day, and that's that chicken right there. So for those of you who are not familiar with the pit specialist, um, make sure you guys check out my YouTube page. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you go check out my other social medias. Um, Across social media, I'm the pit specialist. Or if you want to go and Google, you can just Google the pit specialist. All my stuff will pop up. But yeah, for those of you who've never seen me before, that's me right there. And before I end this live screen today, I will put the camera on my face so you guys know that I am a real person and not some bot, because people those are some of my ribs I did on my gravity smoker there. I mean, let's look at something real quick. Let's look at something real quick. For example, this is a good example of what we're gonna do on here, right? Um, oh, I see you in there, TM 4ZB. So this is what we're gonna start doing here, all right? Um, we are going to take something like this is a brisket flat. I'll take the brisket flat, all right, and I'll take you through step by step what I did on this brisket flat. Like for example, step number one, I did not trim anything off of it because it's a flat. It's already leaned in a mofo. So I'm not taking anything off of that brisket flat, right? Next thing, I did not use a binder. Now look, I'm not saying you can't use a binder, but for me, the protein already has plenty of water in it, especially, with beef, you can let that beef come up to room temperature if you want. The protein has plenty of water. I don't use binders. Um, Especially, I would not use a binder if I'm going to use a rub with sugar in it, because binders for me delay bark, and when you delay bark, that gives opportunity for things to burn, especially if it has brown sugar in it. So for me, I just avoid binders altogether. There's just no need for it, in my opinion. So you got that. This is how this brisket looked when I got finished seasoning. So now let's talk about what's in the seasoning. You have full salt, Lawry's. You have 16 mesh black pepper, and you have gunpowder. Just that simple. And you let that thing just sit on there a little bit, and it becomes one with the protein, just like that. Now, and once again, this is just an example of what we're going to be doing here once a week. Now, look at that. Look how pretty that is. Uh, you know, things can be pretty, but this ain't pretty. This is pretty. It's just pretty. And this is just a small brisket flat on my gravity. Now, you need to make note of the setup. I have it over a pan, a large pan, sitting on top of a wire rack, and I have some liquid in that pan. The liquid is my mop sauce. Now, I did all this because the brisket flat, man, I mean, it's thin. Look, you got to do things to help a brisket flat survive. It don't A brisket flat don't know that it want to survive, but you got to help it survive. Because if not, you just go on there, just cooking it. Then you end up with beef jerky, and you try to figure out, well, how did I get jerky? You know, all right. But we keep going. Now, okay. Now this part right here, this is uh, this is a bit higher than I wanted to cook, but under the advice of counsel, I was advised to cook this brisket flat at a little bit of a higher temp. So that's what I did. I cooked it a little bit higher, which got it done really quick, and then I hot held it at 160. So now, after 2 hours, this is what I was looking at. Now, you got it curled up a bit, on that corner, and but we're only at 151. We're about 25 to 30 degrees off of where I was advised that I should be. Now, besides this temperature, you know, probably get taught a lot. Hey, pro tenderness. Well, with this little tiny flat, you might not want to do that, right? So I'm looking for an actual number here. I'm looking between 170 to 180 is what I'm looking for. I'm going to ignore pro tenderness now because if I go to pro tenderness now and then try to hot hold it, I'm probably going to dry it out. So I'm ignoring how it feels. All right. Now, let's see. Yeah, this is a good one. So now, you see where we at right now? And you see how different that looks? We're at 180. See that? You're at 180 now. Now, this is where I'm going to start my hot hold process. Now, the whole time I've been cooking this thing at between 280 and 300. A little bit of fluctuation. Now, it took me, ooh, 4 hours to get to that point. About 4 hours. Yeah, about 4 hours to get to this point. Now I'm going to wrap it and I'm going to hot hold it. And what I mean by hot hold, I have a blower fan system on my gravity fed smoker, and I can set it to a certain temperature. Now, I set it for 160 and I left it in there at 160 for like 7, 8 hours. This is what the restaurants do, guys. This is how it's so hard to replicate what you would get at a restaurant because they do this whole process. And this is how it looked when it was done. That's why it's so hard to replicate it, man, because if you're not going to Well, actually, this is not when it's done. This is when I'm about to wrap it for the hot hole. I bet. If you're not going to replicate that hot hole process, it is very hard to replicate what the restaurants do. So that's why I adopted that. I would love to hold it for about 12 hours, but I was able to get about a 7, 8 hour hold out of it. Um, and let me see if I got a picture of, let's see. I do not have a picture of the, hey, thank you for the like. I do not have a picture of the end product, so I'll tell you guys, you got to take my word for it. I was able to get slices out of that flat that held up under its own weight. It passed the bend test, and then it pulled apart like butter. I will be posting videos about that soon. I guess I didn't take pictures yet because what I usually do is I take a video and then I pull my pictures out of that video. So now, here we go. So here's the fun part. I'll give you guys some time. I'll give you guys some time to ask me any questions, uh, any comments, any concerns. Like I said, we are going to start doing this, I would say, every Sunday, once a week. Um, could I do it more often? Maybe, maybe. But I think we're gonna go with once a week now. If you want to see these type of things more, I do go live every day on TikTok, and we get in groups and we get in panels, and we have a good time. We talk barbecue. Sometimes we argue techniques respectfully, all that. Uh, so I'm on there. You can find me on Reddit. You can find me on Instagram, and it is the Pit Specialist. The Pit Specialist. If you can't remember that, if you just go to Google and Google the Pit Specialist, I'll pop up. You can see all of my content, all of my info is right there. So we got to come up with a closing statement for these shows, man. What should we say? Uh, hmm. Oh! I got it. I got it. I got it. Every time we end the show, we gotta say, if no, that ain't good. Let me see. Let me think. I would say follow the smoke, but everybody say follow the smoke. Let's see. Um, oh, I got it. I got it. I got it. This is how we're gonna end the show, y'all. This is how we're gonna end the show. Since this is a learning environment, and hey, maybe one day, hell, maybe one day I'll cook something for y'all on here. I don't know. But when we end the show, since this is a learning environment, we try to build community. We try to help each other grow. We want to encourage you not to quit, not to quit. And remember, failed cooks make great pit masters. And that's how we gonna end it right there. Now I gotta figure out how to turn this off. Oh, there we